Alfrania here, and I'm back to show you the top, the front of the drawer, and the raised stenciling embellishment for my cat condo for two. Here's the top, and it did have willow on top, but I decided to go with the Gothic gray, so 2 coats of that. And then I'm going to create a little bit of a background for some stenciling. All I'm doing is just dripping that paint on there and using my brush to blend it in. After it dried, I stenciled some dragonflies on there in the metallics from the Royal Collection, and then did some flick painting with some more of the silver metallic. After that, I added a gloss poly because it doesn't deaden the shine of the metallic. This is the front of the drawer. The base is Willow Ultra Teak All-in-One Paint from Retica. You can get all of the paints that I'm using in this project at FurnitureFlippingMarket.com. The base is Willow, then I sponge painted on Lily, and then sponge painted on the Gothic Gray to match the rest of the piece. I like to have backgrounds before I stencil. I just think it adds dimension. For this one, for the drawer front, I'm just going to randomly stencil using more metallics in the silver and give it a little bit of a romantic feel, I think, because it's like old worldish, and the randomness, I think, really adds to the look. So now we're back on the side here, and let's talk layers. I had to really think this one through to get it to the point where I had it in my head. And sometimes that's not real easy to do. You got to plan, execute, and then hope it turns out right. First, we have the layer of Gothic Gray to cover the side. Then I did the raised stenciling, and then I painted over that in 2 more coats of the Gothic Gray. Then I blended spiced cider at the top on down into the gray, and then brought it down even further using the same spiced cider to stencil a motif. Now, because there's so many layers of paint, you can no longer really see the raised stenciling. So all you have to do is pick up your stencil, lay it over top of the raised stenciling, and you just use your hand to feel around to make sure that that raised stenciling came back up into the stencil. So if you were to run your hand over that stencil that you're looking at right now, you could feel the raised stencil coming up through that stencil there. So then all you have to do is grab your paint. Here I've got the metallic, silver metallic again. Grab your paint and stencil over it, and it will catch just the raised stencil that you did earlier. I've done 2 coats of it, and the metallic really shines through, brings that motif up so you can actually see it. I hope that makes sense to you. If you have questions, just message me. I'd be happy to explain it better. It's a little confusing because there's so many layers, and you've got to paint them in the right order to get the look that you're going for. So I just continued on using the metallics to accent the raised stenciling. And then after that, I used a gloss poly over top of that. I always use gloss over top of anything that I've used metallic on it if I apply a poly, because I just don't want to lose the shine. After the poly dried, I used my brush, dipped it in the metallic, ran my finger along it, and just flicked little dots of metallic all over it. Kind of reminds me of the stars at night, and it just kind of added a little bit of depth to the project. Next, in video number 4 for this project, I will show you the other side. I used different colors and different motifs and even different wording to decorate that side.